One calm English listening for deep sleep. Welcome to the English Talk Show. This episode is created for calm listening before sleep. You do not need to focus. You do not need to understand everything. Just allow the sound to guide you gently into rest. If your eyes are open, you may close them now. If your body feels tense, allow it to soften. Nothing is required from you. There is nowhere to go. There is nothing to solve. Just listen. Tonight, we will move slowly, very slowly, like a quiet night, like a soft breath, like thoughts fading away. There is a story, but it does not rush. There is meaning, but it does not demand attention. The words are here only to keep you company. There was once a person who loved the night, not because the night was exciting, but because it was quiet. During the day, their mind felt busy. Thoughts moved quickly. Responsibilities pulled attention in many directions. But at night, something changed. The world became softer. Sounds became distant. Lights became warmer. Time slowed down. This person often found comfort in listening, not listening to learn, not listening to remember, just listening to feel calm. English became part of this calm. At first, it was unfamiliar. But unfamiliar things can still be gentle. Like a new blanket, like a new room, like a new silence. They did not try to understand every word. They allowed the sound to pass through them, like water, like wind. And slowly, their body learned that this sound was safe. Every night, they created a small ritual. Nothing complicated. Nothing strict. They would lie down, turn off the lights, press play. That was all. Some nights, they stayed awake for a while. Some nights, sleep came quickly. There was no rule. They learned something important. Sleep does not like pressure, neither does learning. So, they let go. They listened as their breathing slowed, as their shoulders relaxed, as the weight of the day disappeared. English was no longer a language. It was a sound, a rhythm, a calm presence in the dark. The mind behaves differently at night. It opens in a softer way. It does not analyze deeply. It does not judge. This is why night listening is powerful. The person did not know this scientifically. They felt it. They noticed that English began to feel familiar, not because they studied, but because they rested with it. Rest creates trust. Trust creates comfort. Comfort allows learning. Sometimes the person drifted in and out of sleep. Words mixed with dreams. Sentences faded into silence. And that was perfect. The brain continued listening, even without awareness. Sounds entered gently. No resistance, no effort. This is how deep learning begins. Quietly, softly, without permission. There was a night when the person woke briefly. They heard English playing softly. They did not feel confused. They did not feel alert. They felt calm. They smiled and returned to sleep. That night, they slept deeply. If you are listening now, you do not need to stay awake. If your mind wanders, let it wander. If you fall asleep, that is perfect. If you stay awake, that is also fine. The sound will continue. The calm will remain. The night does not rush you. Sleep does not ask questions. Learning does not demand effort. Everything is already happening. Your breathing is slower now. Your body is heavier. Your thoughts are quieter. This is where the story becomes softer. The night continues quietly. There is no beginning anymore. There is no end. It's only a gentle flow of sound. If you are still awake, that is fine. If you are drifting between sleep and listening, that is perfect. Nothing needs your attention. The person from the story is resting now, just like you. Their breathing is slow. Their body feels warm and heavy. The day is far away. Thoughts come and go, but none of them stay. They learn something beautiful about the night. At night, the mind does not want answers. It wants rest. It wants safety. It wants familiarity. English became familiar in the dark. Not Becca A's. The 7th of January 2026, 9:43 a.m. use, it was clear. Not because it was understood, but because it was gentle. The voice continued softly. Words arrived slowly. Some words disappeared before they finished, and that was okay. The brain does not need complete sentences at night. It listens differently. It listens like a child. It listens like a dream. This kind of listening is effortless. There were nights when the person dreamed in sounds, not in meaning, not in grammar, just in rhythm. A calm rhythm. A steady rhythm like breathing, like waves far away. They did not try to remember anything in the morning. They did not test themselves. They trusted that something good was happening quietly, and it was. Sleep is not empty. Sleep is active in a quiet way. While the body rests, the mind organizes. It connects, it releases. Listening during sleep feels like a soft companion. It does not interrupt, it does not demand. It stays, and staying is enough. The person stopped worrying about progress. They stopped measuring improvement. They stopped asking questions. Night listening taught them something important. Learning does not need control. Sometimes the best learning happens when you let go. If you are still listening now, your body may feel heavier. Your face is relaxed. Your jaw is loose. Your shoulders have dropped. The sound continues calmly. Imagine a quiet place. It does not need details, just a feeling of safety. A place where nothing is expected from you. The night lives there. English lives there too. The person noticed that their relationship with English changed completely. It was no longer something to fix, no longer something to chase. It became something familiar, something neutral, something safe. Safety is powerful. When the mind feels safe, it opens naturally. Sometimes the person woke up before the sound ended. Sometimes the sound ended before they woke up. It did not matter. The ritual stayed the same, night after night, listening without effort. The night teaches patience. It teaches trust. It teaches silence. Learning during the night is not fast. It is deep. If you fall asleep now, the story will continue without you. If you stay awake, the calm will stay with you. Nothing is wrong. Your breathing is steady. Your thoughts are slow. The voice does not need your focus. It only needs your presence, and even that is optional. The night holds you gently, just like sound does. The night feels deeper now, quieter, softer. Time is no longer important. Minutes stretch gently. Seconds disappear. If you are half asleep, this is the perfect place to be. If you are fully asleep, the sound will continue without effort. If you are awake, the calm is still working. The person in the story no longer thinks about learning. Learning is happening on its own. Their mind floats slowly, like a cloud that does not need direction. Thoughts appear, then fade. No thought needs attention. English sounds move like distant music. Not loud, not clear, just present. At night, the brain listens differently. It listens without judgment, without fear, without expectations. This is why night listening feels safe. The person once believed that learning required effort, that progress required struggle, that understanding required control. But the night showed them another way. In the quiet darkness, learning becomes gentle. It does not push. It does not rush. It waits. And waiting feels peaceful. The body sinks deeper into rest. Muscles soften. Breathing becomes natural. There is nothing to hold, nothing to solve. Just listening. Sometimes the voice feels closer. Sometimes it feels far away. Both are fine. The sound adapts to you, not the other way around. The person learned to trust this process. They trusted the night. They trusted rest. They trusted repetition. Trust removes tension. And when tension disappears, the mind opens quietly. The night does not ask you to understand. It only asks you to stay. And even staying is optional. Imagine a slow river. It moves without effort. It knows where 2 GAs, the 7th of January 2026, 9:43 AMO. Learning is like this river. You do not need to guide it. You only need to be near it. The person noticed something beautiful. Even on nights when they slept deeply, something changed in the morning. English sounded softer, less sharp, less foreign. Familiarity grew silently. This is how deep learning works. It enters gently. It stays quietly. If you wake briefly, you may hear a sentence, or a word, or just a sound. Let it pass. Your body is safe. Your mind is resting. The night is doing its work. The story does not rush toward an ending. It flows slowly. It's just like sleep. The voice continues softly, carrying calm, carrying rhythm, carrying nothing you need to remember. Thank you for listening to the English Talk Show. See you in the next episode.